Hey everyone, it's MB. This is something that I've talked about a little bit in one of my past Big Soprano inspired videos, but what I want to talk about today is my experience with women, or girls my age. So growing up, every girl I've met and known has always hated me for whatever reason. Like, they'd always talk shit about me or do everything they could to distance themselves from me and stay away from me as much as possible, no matter the cost. And I honestly don't know why. Girls didn't become a much more crucial part of my life until 2021, when I was 16. And it all started when a girl in one of my classes started making conversation with me. Like, she made the first move and I started talking to her, and I didn't really know why she was talking to me because I didn't do anything to get her to do so. I was literally just minding my own business, but I'm glad she made the first move because she was the very first girl who ever did that. And a month later, she actually wanted to talk to me more, which not only meant she wanted to be my friend, but also meant she wanted to talk to me outside of school. And she did this by sending me a friend request on Facebook when I used to use it at the time, which I accepted, and she was really happy to be able to talk to me, and she got really excited. Like, she'd get really excited during our first moments of our new profound friendship, and I was a little weirded out at first, only because this was a girl who was doing this to me, not a guy, but I eventually got accustomed to it, and throughout 2021, we grew extremely close, and that was one of the best moments of my life. However, the following year, 2022, when I was 17, about to be 18, our friendship not only went downhill, but it eventually ended because it turns out her boyfriend, whom she was dating even when we were close, forced us to not be around each other anymore, and she clearly took his side. Even though she didn't have to, she just wanted to, and I was just distraught because she was the very first girl who ever wanted to be my friend, and really from there on out, because girls were still a huge part of my life, and because I was actually determined to get a girlfriend, I constantly connected and tried to connect with girls my age during my senior year when I was 18, which technically worked, only for all of them to bite me in the back at any given time. And that's just sad because I spent so much time building up a connection with these girls, only for it all to be for nothing because they just used me. They never actually cared about me, and they fucking lied to me. Like, they're fucking liars who not only are responsible for, of course, giving me that piece of trauma, but they're actually responsible for my depression and anxiety, like the mess I've been in for a whole year at this point. Though I was still determined to get a girlfriend because I didn't just want to give up. So last year at my college, I asked girls my age if they wanted to exchange contacts, and they did, except they proved to be no different. Though instead of talking shit about me and making up false rumors about me, it was simply that they ghosted me, and that still hurt because I went out of my way to form a connection with them and ask them to exchange contacts, in which they did, and they still, like, even if they didn't talk shit about me, they still used me, like, they still deceived me, and I eventually got tired of having to go out in person just to do this, that I actually resorted to finding girls my age online to be able to connect with, but unfortunately, they proved to be no different as well. And I think it's just come to my attention that every girl I've known, met, and every girl I know and meet is just a fucking lying cunt piece of shit. And it's honestly very ironic they do this because I've seen and heard from girls that they want young, nice men their age to be their love partners, and I'm one of the very few guys in existence who actually wants to treat women with respect, but whenever guys like me actually go out of our way to do this, they call us out for being creeps and stalkers, yet they clearly date guys our age who are just horrible to women. And if they don't do that, then they date men who are more than 10 years older than them. But despite what I said, not every girl's like this. So, I mean, of course, there are women in my life who are respectable, like family members, of course. But there are like two girls my age I can actually think of who actually do care about me, and they are a girl who I've known since February, who I've talked to on Instagram since then, whose name I will not be saying because that's her information, and she also doesn't have her own channel. She doesn't make any content of her own, so it's also that it's her information, so I won't be saying her real name. And then the other is, of course, Cinnamon Sprinkles, because she's the only girl on YouTube I feel like I can actually call a friend, because she's actually helped me here and then. I mean, she's literally the only person I've collabed with, and she actually has come onto my channel and made like the first move, like the first comment on like whether it's a video or a post. So yeah. So those two are the only girls in my life I feel as though still actually care about me. But that's all I have to say for this video. I really want to talk about my experience with women. I hope you all relate, and I hope you all have a great day.